Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I am Sue, and today I am going to do something with my sweet potato slips. I have a couple different jars, 3 different jars, just chock full. And you can see those roots are massively structured. Just a huge mass of roots on these slips. Now it's not quite time to be able to put them out in the garden. My last frost date is coming up, beginning of May. Still too cold. The soil is not warm enough. I'm looking to plant these probably towards the end of May. Sweet potatoes love warmer weather. As a matter of fact, the hotter the better. And we don't have that yet. So instead of leaving them in this jar of water, I am going to put them in pots. Get them used to living in soil rather than living in water. There is a bit of an adjustment there. So I'd rather do that adjustment for these slips. Here's one here. See that, how pretty? I'd rather do that adjustment for them inside so they start growing in soil, and it won't be so much of a shock when they do go out into the garden. Their roots would be adjusted to taking water and nutrients from the soil rather than just water from this jar. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I can link probably up here some of my previous videos this year in starting slips. I found that rooting my sweet potato in a medium, the whole potato in a medium, has worked a lot better. This is one sweet potato that I had rooting in water. Now, it has quite a luscious growth of foliage coming from this rather, small sweet potato. The roots are very good, very prolific, but the slips aren't very tall. I like to get my slips at about, a minimum of 6 to 8 inches before I start rooting them in water. I'll continue to let these grow, and these may be going out way later into my garden because right now they really aren't that tall even to take them off of the sweet potato. So I found the method where you put the sweet potato in a rooting medium, or a soil mix, and have them put down roots and send up these slips, and then take those off and then put those into a glass of water to get their roots. So that's what I'm going to do. I have a tub of potting mix here. I've pre-moistened it. It'll help with the transplantation. And I'm just going to get started. So come along with me and we'll get this done. I first start off with a large container. It's going to give the sweet potato slips plenty of depth. Large holes down here at the bottom. So I usually take a coffee filter and put that down in the bottom so that my soil doesn't fall through the bottom. I'm going to fill it up about halfway to start. I'm going to take this group here, I'm going to just set that in. I'm going to put 2 slips per container. One at each, you can see this, one at opposite corners. Nice roots. And then I'm going to backfill with some of my, potting mix. Being careful not to press down too hard because I don't want to break those roots off of my slips. Eventually, the soil will compress down on its own, and I'm not too worried about gaps in the soil. Kind of poke it down. You can take something to poke down the soil just gently. Don't go too close to the slip itself because you can see the roots are coming right directly off of the stem of the slip. So you want to be careful there. So fill that up, and that is going to go into the grow room under the lights. So another container with coffee filter in the bottom. Fill it up about halfway. Now, when you do put this slip in here, it's kind of like a tomato, that it will start growing roots wherever the soil level, comes to cover up that stem part. So I've got 2 in each. If you need to take off a leaf, it's no big deal. If that were underground, that's just going to rot away. It won't cause too many problems, but if a leaf is going to go beneath the soil level, I will just take it off. There we go, there's 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my slips, and let's see how many I will have when I'm done. Well, here we are. I managed to plant 8 of these pots with at least 2 in every single pot. A couple of them have 3 because the slips were small. The root system was on the smaller side, but I don't think I'll have a problem when I go to actually plant them. I will be separating them and putting them in the area out in my garden that I want them. They won't be planted this close, but I don't think I'd really have too much of a problem. The root structure is not gonna intermingle too much. With a sweet potato, the sweet potatoes, let's see, if this were the slip that I planted in with the roots coming off, they come off this central stem here, and then the sweet potatoes form going down off of that central stem. Different than a regular red potato, white potato that you may plant. A different structure. So I'm not too concerned about that. These will now go in my grow room under the lights. In a couple weeks or so, maybe they'll probably go out to my greenhouse where they can get nice warm days and a little bit cool at night. But I'm not quite ready, as I had said before, to plant them in the ground because the soil temperatures are not quite there yet. And besides, average last frost date has still yet to come. And they probably have, perhaps upwards of 1 month to go to continue growing. So we'll wait and see. And you can follow along with me on my sweet potato journey, because last year was, I have to look at it as a comedy or else I would be terribly depressed. So check out the My Sweet Potato playlist and you can see the havoc that was wreaked upon my sweet potato crop by voles. This year I have plans to circumvent all of that. I hope that I will be able to outsmart and outwit those voles. You do everything that you have to do, or you can do, to protect your crop. So anyway, I hope you like this content. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe please, and share. And next time that we can go digging in the dirt, happy gardening. Bye.